Hey guys, Jimmy from WhichWay here. Welcome back to Punch to the Controller. I am your host, Jimmy. We have just got done with UFC 307. We don't have too much to talk about in terms of the event itself. I have literally only 4 fights to talk about. I was really only interested in 4 fights to begin with on this card. It was a bit of a mixture. I didn't really like the event, but the 4 fights that I will talk about, I enjoyed for the most part. So yeah, this may or may not be a shorter episode. So yeah, it's been a while since the last episode. Been very busy with just trying to get focus on balancing, I should say, Twitch content versus my my main channel content. So yeah, so I needed to record this today, otherwise I was just not going to record it at all. So yeah, see how we go. So first up on my list, we have Stephen Thompson, aka Wonderboy, versus Joaquin Buckley. I almost said Joaquin Phoenix. Welterweight. I like Joaquin. I've liked him for a while. He's cool. He's one of those guys that has kind of flown under my radar, I'll say. Stephen Thompson, on the other hand, Wonderboy. I mean, who doesn't love Wonderboy? He's one of the nicest guys, one of the nicest fighters in the UFC. I had Wonderboy winning this, unfortunately. I was hoping it would be a case of what Wonderboy did to Kevin Holland, one of my favorite fighters. So, but not the case this time. Not the case. It's kind of weird. Kevin Holland knocks out Joaquin TKOs Wonderboy. Kind of weird, but here we go. What have I got? So we saw that Buckley took down Wonderboy. That was fairly quickly, I will say as well. So that was pretty impressive. I didn't notice until I saw a graphic and also it saying purple on the actual fight broadcast. Buckley was wearing purple shorts, so that was pretty cool. My favorite color. If you guys do not know, it's purple. It used to be blue, but blue is now my second favorite color. So yeah, fun little fact. Sorry, my phone is going off. Yeah, I noticed as well Buckley was putting a little pressure on Stephen to begin with. I think that's kind of what Buckley had to do, if I'm honest. I don't think Buckley could have sat around and just waited for Wonderboy to go to him. As I was watching the fight, as the fight was progressing, I felt like it was one of those fights where anything could have happened. Joaquin's got such a heavy tank brawler stance, just, throwing big overlooping hooks constantly. And then Wonderboy's obviously got his karate stance, so it was a good matchmaking, in my opinion. But yeah, back to what I was saying, Buckley being a tank, he's very explosive. He'll just throw bombs, he'll throw explosions out of nowhere, and those can turn your lights out. So I think, I'm not too sure how many takedowns Buckley got, but he was having success with the takedowns on Wonderboy. And yeah, round 3, when it came to round 3, Buckley and Wonderboy were going at it, so that was always fun to see. The finish, I was not expecting, the TKO. It was kind of out of nowhere, kind of out of left field. But yeah, I could have seen the fight go to a decision. If not, Buckley would have knocked out Stephen, and yeah, it's pretty much what he did, and TKO'd him. A bit sad to see Stephen going out like that. he's not one of my favorite fighters by any means, but he's one of my he's a great fighter to watch. Very entertaining, no matter who he fights. So, yeah. And he dropped him with it was a big right hook. Big looping right hook, I'm pretty sure. Right hand, I'll say. So, yep. I'm happy for Buckley. I believe he has won 5 in a row. So that's pretty impressive. And I'm not too sure about, because I don't know if his debut in the UFC was against Kevin Holland at middleweight. I can't exactly remember. But he has changed weight classes a few times, which I've noticed. So, but 5 in a row at welterweight. So that's pretty good. That's how you know you're on your way into the rankings. So come today, I believe, tomorrow, we'll see Buckley higher into the rankings. So that'll be cool. Hopefully Wonderboy doesn't drop down too many ranks. Sorry. So yeah, Buckley is bringing that new blood to the division. One of my favorite fighters, Jack Dalla, a killer, absolute killer in the division. So yeah, we'll see what Keane can bring. Welterweight is tough, man. You got Jack Dalla, you got Shavkat, you got Leon, Kamaru, Ian Gary, just to name a few. So it's a hard division. So yeah, see how he goes and see who he gets matched up with next time. But yeah, sad for Wonderboy, and we'll see what's next for him. I know he obviously has his talks with his dad, and I'm pretty sure his dad will kind of decide when it's time for him to hang up the gloves and throw in the towel, so to speak. So yeah, I think Wonderboy's getting old now. I think he still has a few fights left in him. So yeah, hopefully two or 3 fights, and I'll be happy if he retires after. If he doesn't take too much damage. So yeah. So I guess that's it for that fight. So moving on to the next fight, we have a middleweight bout between Roman Dolidze versus Kevin Holland. As I said before, Kevin Holland is one of my favorite fighters. He went on that huge 5 wins in a row winning streak in 2021 or whenever it was. I can't remember. Entertainment-wise as well, he's very entertaining. He has got to be one of the most entertaining fighters in terms of, speaking to his opponent and stuff like that. So that's what he's known for, big mouth. So this was a bit of a weird fight. I had Kevin winning, but I could see Roman winning. And I said to Jackson before we started watching the fight, I said, you know what, I can see Roman winning this. But at the start of the fight, Kevin looked locked in. He looked good. He looked very serious. I turned to Jackson and I said, so it was kind of weird because I felt like he needed that win. So Roman got the takedown on Kevin, and it was pretty much all downhill from there. I think Kevin was winning the stand-up fight. But then, yeah, when Roman got it to the ground, I think it was Roman's world pretty much. I actually noted after the first round ended, I said Kevin survived. I think that was a good word to use. Survived the first round. Survived the barrage of ground and pound from Roman. But then we saw that Kevin had a broken rib. I don't know if it was when Roman was on top of Kevin, they were kind of in a scramble, maybe twisting Kevin's torso in a way that, popped his rib out or something. So I feel bad for Kevin. Obviously, that's not how you want to end a fight. And yeah, it's just sad to see because I knew it could have been a really good fight. I knew it had that potential. Because again, Kevin is one of those guys that will never be in a boring fight, at least in my eyes. And he hasn't so far. Even with when this fight got announced, it was a bit weird. I'm not too sure if it was a replacement fight for Roman. I don't know if Kevin was supposed to fight anyone or Roman vice versa. But they got matched up, and it was a weird matchup in my eyes. But what's done is done. Hopefully Kevin can recover quickly, and we'll see what's next for Roman. I'm not a big fan of Roman, but yeah, we'll see what's next for both fighters, and hopefully Kevin can recover quickly. All right, moving on to my favorite weight class division, bantamweights. We have the King of Rio, Jose Aldo versus Mario Bautista. I like Mario a lot. I like both guys a lot, actually. I mean, how can you not like Aldo? Aldo's great, especially with all the fights he has had. He's actually beat some of my favorite guys. He's beat Rob Font, unfortunately, and he beat Jonathan Martinez as well. I don't know if he's beat anyone else that I've liked. I'm just trying to remember. But anyway, I like Mario a lot. I had Aldo winning the fight, but I wanted Mario to win. So that was what I wanted before the fight. I knew it was going to be a fun fight. Aldo brings it all the time, most of the time, I'll say. So does Mario as well, from what I can remember in his previous fights. What I noticed from Mario straight off the bat, he looks extremely quick, quicker than what I had expected from him. So that was cool to see. There was a lot of wrestling, a lot of up against the cage moments, which I didn't really like. Don't get me wrong. I love kickboxing. I love MMA. Am I the biggest fan of grappling? No, hell no. I want a stand and bang match. I love stand and bang. But if there are cool scrambles, cool grappling, cool submissions, yeah, I'm all for it, for sure. But when you have half a fight up against the cage, in the bantamweight division, my God. If you guys don't know by now, as I said, bantamweight is my favorite weight class. So I expect a lot of standing and banging, but it is what it is. So, then come round two. Aldo was off to a good start. I think he was a bit slower compared to round two. I think he had a bit of a wake up, kind of getting into the flow like Aldo does. He was definitely flowing a bit more in round two and onwards towards the end of the fight. End of round two, come round three. It was a fairly close fight. The fight did end in a split decision, so obviously close. Mario did a lot more. As when they were exchanging well, very good. But when they were up against the cage, I felt like Mario was doing a lot of that to Aldo. So, Mario had Aldo against the cage a lot of the time. So Mario won against Aldo. I see a lot of people think that Aldo should have won. I think, even though it was not the best win, it was not a great win, I think Mario did edge it out. I'm looking like God over here. What is this light? Hopefully it's not too bad for the camera. But yeah, definitely it wasn't my favorite Mario Bautista performance, at least not when they were up against the cage. But Mario looked good. But yeah, it was a good win for Mario. Definitely needed. Not too sure if he was on a streak or not. I'll have to go back and check. But now that Aldo kind of came out of retirement, I don't know if it was this fight. I don't think it was this fight. I think it was the last fight or whatever. I wonder, he'll probably have to go back, talk to his family, talk to his coaches, whatnot. And we'll see what's next for him. I don't know if he'll retire again. Aldo didn't look the worst. Like, he looked good especially when he was in his flow state. So, yeah, we'll see what's next for him, and I cannot wait to see what's next for Mario. The bantamweight is full of killers. The division is just absolutely full of sharks. So, yeah, see what's next for those two. All right, has that been? Yeah, that's been 3 fights. On to the main event. Probably the fight I was looking forward to the most. Got the light heavyweight boys. Got the King, Alex Pereira. I'm going to say that again. Alex Pereira versus Khalil Roundtree. Love both of these guys. I didn't know too much about Khalil. Obviously, I had seen Khalil fight before. But Khalil is one of those fighters that kind of had a resurgence. Bit of a rough start. A few rocky losses, whatnot. But then he kind of revived himself. He got on a really good winning streak and made a name for himself. Not that he hadn't already, but I think that's a good way to put it. So, yeah, back on the rise, I guess. I will check the rankings afterwards as well. But yeah, this was a tough one for me. I had Alex winning, but Khalil I could have seen the upset coming. I think this matchup, if anyone were to beat Alex, it would have been Khalil. And there was a few moments that, could have sent my heart into the stratosphere. There were a few nail-biting, edge-of-your-seat moments. So, yeah, this fight was cool. Really enjoyed it. It did get fight of the night. So, it was funny to see them both before the fight started staring at each other. I do think the best stare down is Alex versus Yuri. Those stare downs are amazing. I don't think anything beats them. This one was pretty good though. I did like to see Khalil staring back at Alex. So it was really cool. Really nerve wracking, but I was getting giddy. So it was really cool. Like I said, I was very nervous for this fight. The way Alex came out for this fight, he kind of lunged at Khalil with a flying leg kick, something like that. I've got to go back and watch the fight. I've only replayed the last round 4, sorry, when the finish happened. But yeah, it was an interesting start for Alex. Did not expect that. Khalil was moving around a lot compared to Alex. I feel like Khalil was very switching stances a lot. I don't know if he actually did switch stances a lot. Pardon me. I know he's a southpaw. I'm pretty sure. So, but I know he was moving around the cage a lot compared to Alex. So, Khalil was trying to find the range of Alex. I was gonna say he shot. He used his 1-2 very nicely, trying to kind of use that against Alex, and it was working to a degree, I will say. He had a few moments where I'm not too sure if they landed flush on the chin, but they were doing what he needed them to. It was a great first round, very nerve-wracking. Every strike was crucial. These are light heavyweights. These are not featherweights by any means. Not flyweights, not featherweights, not bantamweights. One hit from these guys, bang, lights out. So every strike was crucial from Alex and from Khalil. Round 2, there was a big head kick from Khalil, which was... Alex ate that shit. I will say he ate that. I think most fighters would have gone down, but Alex ate that pretty well. Did it land flush? I can't remember. I don't think so. I think Alex partially blocked it. But yeah, it was a good head kick nonetheless. It was a close fight. Both fighters had their moments. I kind of didn't take as many notes, didn't write as many notes down, kind of when round 4 happened, for obvious reasons. It was very intense, and it was not looking good for Khalil. But yeah, when Alex did finish Khalil, I was just thinking, I think the whole world was thinking that Khalil is just so tough, dude. He stood his ground. He was firing back at times. Heart of a warrior. Hats off to Khalil. Champ in my eyes. I think Alex showed Khalil that Khalil can definitely stand with Alex for as long as he did last. But it was a very entertaining fight. I was very, very nervous the whole fight. It was one of those fights. So, unfortunately, Khalil lost. Did extremely well, though. His face did not look great afterwards, so hopefully he can recover quickly from that. But yeah, we'll see. We'll actually have a little look-see at the rankings. see what we can find. All right, so I don't know if. So I don't think the rankings have changed at the moment. I think come tomorrow, they definitely change. So yeah, Khalil was number 8. If anything, I think he should jump a few, maybe jump over Nikita and Volkan. But hey, I mean, if I were to play a matchmaker, I don't know how old Khalil is. Don't know how many more fights he has. I feel like he's been fairly active compared to most other light heavyweights, but if you were to fight down, I think Carlos would be a good matchup. Definitely not Anthony Smith because he beat. So there's not too many down. Maybe Carlos, but we'll see. If you were to fight up, maybe Volkan. Or Volkan or Nikita, maybe. I gotta see who those two are fighting. But yeah, he's in a bit of a weird place because I feel like top 15 lightweights, I don't think all of them should be there. So, but that's just my opinion. Now, Alex has a lot of options, many opportunities. If he were to still fight in the light heavyweight division, I mean, you could have a trilogy with Yuri. I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't be upset with it. Does it make sense? Not really, unless Yuri wins a few more, maybe. Yeah, top 5 light heavyweights. Very, very strange. Obviously, there are talks for Alex and Drakus. I don't know if Alex is going down to middleweight to challenge. I don't know if Drakus is going up to light heavyweight. But yeah, we'll see about that. So I love Alex. Couldn't be happier for him. And yeah, Khalil is only going to learn so much more. And hopefully we get a banger out of both matchups next time. So yeah. Overall, I didn't think it was the best event. There were a few cool moments, but I don't know. This one it didn't feel like a pay-per-view. So compared to the other ones, 306 was definitely better than this in my eyes. I could not care for the Raquel Pennington or Juliana Pena. By the way, I had Raquel for that fight. So and the way the Holland and Dolidze fight ended wasn't really, not a big fan. It was a bit of a weird one. Didn't have too many big names on this one. Yeah, first fight, Tim Means versus Court McGee. I had Tim winning. Did not expect a submission that early. But yeah, hopefully next event can do better in terms of my expectations. Next event, next pay-per-view. we've got UFC 308. So we'll definitely talk about that in the upcoming next podcast episodes. But already it's looking a lot better in my eyes. So, yeah. Tell me what you thought down below of this event 307. Did you like the main event? Who didn't like the main event? Did you like the card? What was your favorite fight on the card? And yeah. All right, moving on to our next segment. This is our video games part. What am I playing at the moment? I haven't been playing too much Xbox. I've been kind of working. I've been working and focusing on everything else. Excuse me. I've been playing a bit of Modern Warfare 3 here and there. I've been playing the Callisto Protocol. I will be doing more Callisto Protocol streams for this month, Halloween. So I'm kind of doing leaning into the horror content, scary games content. So I'm actually gonna look for a few horror games that I can play, quickly download, see what I can make out of those. But yeah, the Callisto Protocol is definitely still doing streams for that until the end of this month. And then obviously, hopefully, I think I should finish the game before the end of this month, since I'll be doing a few more live streams on it. So yeah, we'll see what other horror games we can do for October. Valorant, I haven't got back into it yet. It is still on my list. I'm just a bit hesitant with the whole learning curve, skill gap. I am getting frustrated at it because I am trash at it, but I've said it time and time again. I do want to get better at it. So yeah, hopefully we can jump back into that. Definitely not a casual game you can just come home from work and start playing. Maybe if you're a psycho lunatic. But yeah. What else? Black Ops 6 is right around the corner. It is about, what do we got? 2 weeks away, so not far at all. So yeah, we're keen to play that, make a lot of content out of that, and yeah, I think that will be my main game for a while until I get bored of that. But I'm sure with all the content that COD pushes out, I'm sure I'll make a fair amount of content from it. So yeah, see how that goes. What else? Yeah, I've been just having a bit of trouble balancing my main channel and my Twitch stuff, my second channel as well. So I'm doing a lot more to, I don't know what you want to call it, administration, marketing, just pushing that out there on social media, I guess. Just trying to make my stuff recognized so that a lot of people can see it. So that's kind of what I've been doing with my videos, just trying to make a lot of posts and stuff like that on anything that I can. So I've been doing that a lot. I do have to finish, now that I can officially stream without shitty internet. I gotta finish setting up my Twitch page, Twitch channel, all that stuff. So gotta do that as well. And yeah, it's definitely hard to get a streaming schedule when I'm kind of like a casual streamer at the moment. I'm trying to get my followers up and reach that point where I can start earning money from it as well. So that's kind of been a dream of mine ever since I was a small wee child. But yeah, I'll have to see. There are actually games. I think I mentioned it in the last episode. There are games that I'm looking forward to that are on PC that have not released to console yet. One that I just thought of was Beautiful Light. It's also an extraction shooter. So there's I believe there's creatures and monsters or something like that. So that is being released to console, I hear, so, and I've read, so. Still waiting on news from Marathon. What else? Hawk Ops, Delta Force, whatever. If I just mix that around, I'm sorry. The title. Waiting for that to release to consoles. What else? That's all I'm really playing at the moment. But yeah, there are a few games I'm just waiting for the PC version so I can start getting into those games. But yeah, if I think of anything else that I'm playing or anything, I'll be sure to let you guys know. I'm still playing Fortnite, obviously, still having a lot of fun with that. So, I mean, that's probably my main game at the moment. So, because I'm still making main channel content from Fortnite. So, there are a few games that I'm iffing and ahhing to get back to, if I should or not. Destiny 2, I kind of stopped as well. I stopped kind of right before all the Lightfall, or the free Lightfall stuff came to the players. So it was a bit of a weird time to stop, I know. So, but yeah, that's definitely one I have to wrestle with. Overwatch 2 is another big one. I haven't played Overwatch 2 for quite a long time. I see my favorite, some streamers that I like play it, and some people on YouTube, they make great content from it, and I'm hesitant to kind of make content from those type of games. Overwatch 2 is hard because I'm not big on voice chat. I haven't really been one to go into voice chat when it comes to games like Overwatch 2 and like hero shooters, stuff like that. So I don't exactly know how I'll go, but I did say to Jackson, I did kind of promise myself that when Black Ops 6 does come out, I'm going to kind of use voice chat for the first time, I guess, and kind of as introverted as I am, kind of, talk shit to other people. Again, I haven't really been one of those people. Even when it came to Halo and stuff, although I'm just thinking, Halo hasn't had voice chat, right? Has it? I don't know. It's been a while. Speaking of Halo Infinite, we've just had some huge Halo news that 343 Industries, whatever it's called, 343 will no longer be a thing. It'll be Halo Studio, so that's huge news. We saw some Unreal Engine 5, I believe. I think it's 5, yeah. Like a tech demonstration. So they just gave us what we can look forward to in terms of Halo projects and stuff like that. So that makes me very excited. I kind of do want to jump back into Halo Infinite eventually. Maybe before the end of the year. So yeah, that's another big one. But hey, guys, if you have any suggestions on, if you go to my main channel, you'll see the type of games that I like, that I enjoy playing. So if you have any suggestions, I am an Xbox player. So if you have any suggestions on what I should play, feel free to ask what I do and don't like, because I'm not going to list all the genres and stuff that I like and stuff and don't like. So, but yeah, any suggestions, feel free to leave them below. Would be much appreciated. And yeah, I think that's on terms of video game news, what I'm playing. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we did get a little bit of Battlefield news. I mean, it's pretty big. We are getting a new Battlefield, Battlefield 6. I think it's 6, not 7. Yeah, it's 6. We'll be releasing next year. So I've read it's going back to kind of the Battlefield 2 or 3 roots, or Battlefield 3 and 4. It's definitely Battlefield 3 is one of them, but yeah, they're going back to like the modern roots, not what 2042 was, so, or whatever that was called. So yeah, I've never really been a Battlefield player. If I were to choose, obviously Battlefield versus Call of Duty, I would choose Call of Duty. But I have, for the most part, the Battlefield games that I have played, I really enjoyed. I was a really big fan of Battlefield 1. I made quite a bit of content from that. Controversial opinion, Battlefield Hardline was really fun. The cops and robbers aspect, I had a blast. I don't know why I had so much fun playing it, but I really enjoyed it. So if they could bring that back in some type of aspect, that would be really cool. So I have no idea about the Battlefield Hardline servers. I don't know if they're offline or if they're still going, but props to them if they're still online and people are playing. So one of my favorite Battlefields. But yeah. So yeah, I guess that's it for the video game news, unless I think of something else. So yeah. So now we are moving on to our picks for the next fight. It is a bit of a shorter episode, so deal with it. All right. So we have next weekend's fights. Let's see what fights I'm going to do. We have Brandon Royval versus Tatsuro Taira. Going to be a great main event. Fights I will do. I'm definitely going to start off with the bantamweights. Dan Argueta versus Cody Haddon. For those who don't know who Cody Haddon is, he is a boy out of Australia. I can't remember exactly where he's from. I want to say Perth? No, I could be wrong. I don't know. But yeah, I've been keeping my eye on him for a while, so I think Cody wins that. I have seen a few of Dan Argueta's fights, I think. That should be a banger of a fight. So yeah, we'll go Cody. Really looking forward to the fight, and yeah. Moving on to the next, we've got heavyweights Chris Barnett versus Junior Tafa. Bit of a weird matchup. Obviously, I'm going to go Junior. I think Junior can get it done, hopefully. His record's not looking too great at the moment, but yeah, we'll see how those two collide. Someone's getting knocked out, that's for sure. Welterweights, Themba Gorimbo, really like him at the moment, versus Nico Price. Nico is a vet in the game at this point. Oh man, Gorimbo had a really good knockout against, I'm going to forget his name. Jack Della knocked him out. Man, this one's hard. I got Themba, though. I don't know if Nico. I think Nico's lost his touch a little bit, but we'll see. But yeah, I've got that. Got Themba. Themba. Anyway, next up we've got featherweights Jonathan Pierce versus Pat Sabatini. I don't mind Jonathan Pierce. I quite like him. Don't know too much about Pat, even though I've seen his fights. I'll go Jonathan. Why not? Go Jonathan. Next up, we'll go flyweights. CJ Vergara versus Ramazanbek Temirov. 17-2. That's a pretty good record. Never heard of him. He doesn't even have a picture on Google. So I have heard of CJ, so we'll go CJ. But I wouldn't be surprised if 17-2 beats 12-5. So yeah, we'll see. Next up, we are doing a lot of fights, a lot of picks. Chidi I gotta pronounce this right. Njukwani versus Jared Gooden. I don't mind Chidi. I do not mind Chidi. Definitely a fireworks fight type of fight. I'll go Chidi. I know more about Chidi than I do Jared, I guess. All right, middleweights. Abdul Razak Al Hassan versus Josh Fremd. This one's a tricky one. Abdul could have a great fight and then he might get knocked out. I'm gonna go Abdul. Something in me is telling me to go Abdul. Next up, welterweights, we've got D-Rod, Daniel Rodriguez versus Alex Morono. I'm going D-Rod. Don't really like Alex Morono. But yeah, D-Rod's cool. I like D-Rod when he doesn't get finished. But yeah. Next up, we've got the lightweights. We've got Grant Dawson versus Rafa Garcia. Oh god, hopefully I don't sneeze. This one's a tricky one as well. I think I want to go the more experienced fighter. I'll go Grant Dawson. I think... No, Rafa's... That's someone else. Maybe I'm thinking of Gabe Green. Yeah, Gabe Green got knocked out by Brian Battle. Okay, so... Yeah, I don't know too much about Rafa, so we'll go Grant. Co-main event, we've got Brad Tavares versus Park Jun-yong. Hopefully I pronounced that correct. Is he the Iron Turtle? Park? Is Park the Iron Turtle? Yeah, he is the Iron Turtle, so... I'm just curious as to see what he's... So he lost his last fight against Andre Muniz, but other than that, he's been on a 4-fight winning streak, so... Brad is... I do like Brad Tavares a lot. Bit of a rocky trail recently. Lost to Robocop. Gregory Rodriguez lost her fight, TKO, so... Oh, man. I think Park can absolutely bring it. This is a tough one. I'm going to go Park. It's like, I don't know. Something's telling me Park can very well turn it on. So could Brad. I think Brad needs to. Much needed win. I got Park. Even though I don't want to get bet against Brad, but it is what it is. And then last but not least, we have the main event. Brandon Royval, Raw Dog, versus Tatsuro Taira. Man, Brandon has a heap of work to do if he wants to beat Taira. Taira is a menace. I really like Brandon a lot. He's one of my favorite flyweights for sure. It's pretty insane how Taira knocked out Alex Perez. I don't know if it was TKO or a knockout. Can't remember. But his last 2 fights have ended by TKO. So, and he's only been in the UFC for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 fights. So it's not too long. Oh, I mean, this has to be a banger of a fight, man. I have a feeling Taira's gonna win. I feel like he's gonna put that pressure on Brandon, but Brandon's sub game, I think, is really good. Oh man, this is just a hard fight to pick. I hate this one. I've got Taira, but yeah, Brandon could very well sub him, but I don't see it going the distance. Not really. I think Taira gets the finish. Unless Brandon really puts it on him, then I could see a decision. But yeah. But yeah. So I guess that's it for the podcast. I don't even know what episode we're up to. 6 or 7? I think 7. I could be wrong. But anyway, yeah. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you like what you saw. And yeah, I'll see you for the next episode I make. Peace.